with like 15 kills or something. It was ridiculous.
And no deaths. The most one-sided game I think I've seen of Dota in competitive play in a while.
Indeed. But let's go ahead and introduce Rave. They have Pyong, their team captain. In addition to that, they have Cast, Chrissy, Rior, and Jo. They are 0-1 so far throughout this season of the league. They came from Tier 2 originally. Their name was Eye of the Tiger.
Right.
And they're mainly a Filipino team. Jo is, of course, ethnically Filipino. Pyong, the only actual Korean.
And I mean, they didn't do too badly in their first match. They kind of debut into Tier 1. They lost to Poker Face, I believe, 1-2.
Yeah, it was a very close game.
And I feel like they're kind of like the new face of Tier 1, obviously coming up from Tier 2. I mean, maybe Poker Face haven't had that much experience against these guys before. Maybe they haven't played them before. So maybe they can come into this with a bit of an advantage. Kind of MVP unknowing what they're going to do.
Well, so far we've kind of seen all of the teams in Tier 1. They'll like beat one team and then they'll lose to the next, and that team will beat the team that
it's
beats the other team.
It's been a very, very competitive season so far.
It has been. And Jo, the hard carry for Rave generally. I think sometimes he'll end up in that middle lane. Now, as far as Rave and their name change goes, I believe that they had some issues with Eye of the Tiger, their sponsor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they didn't help them out too much or something. So
that's fair enough.
They've went out and done their own thing, and obviously they have some type of financial backing if they're able to get their own jerseys and such, and they are in a pro house. But let's go ahead and discuss MVP Phoenix, the hot team currently in Korea, with their roster including March, Forev, Ryzen, Heen, and QO. They're 1-1 this season. They had an amazing 2-0 against Zephyr last week, and they lost narrowly to Poker Face 1-2. In addition to that, I believe a little bit earlier on, I think that was our first weekend. Weekend.
Quite an upset, I feel, losing to Poker Face like that. But I feel like they must have regained a lot of confidence defeating Zephyr 2-0. That's no easy feat, and they made it look quite convincing. Second game kind of random with the Warlock pick. That I feel like Zephyr probably should have won that game, but I don't know. They must have been in a bad beat after that first loss, and it brought it back into the second, and they just didn't do too well.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Phoenix, it's weird because they lost to Poker Face, and then they beat Zephyr. Zephyr loses to Phoenix, and then they beat Scythe. Like the big Tier 1C team, the big one. So it's just like, okay, well, if these guys lose, they're like Super Saiyans. They come back even stronger.
Well, that's what you got to do, man. If you take a loss like that, you got to just regroup and you got to come back stronger. And it'll be very interesting to see Zephyr play next time.
Indeed, it will. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to move into our Tier 1 match of the afternoon. We have MVP Phoenix versus Rave. This is a best-of-3 Tier 1 match. The winner gets $5,000.
MVP gets $6,000?
Yes, they do. They're on a one-game winning streak. Rave has yet to pick up a single win in Tier 1. And I'll do a little mini shout-out. For those of you wondering who the casters are, who the commentators are, my name is Whiplash, and my co-commentator is Moonglade. We both live in South Korea. We're broadcasting live from the studio. We're not on the main stage, but we're kind of off to the side. They show us on camera for a few seconds.
Yeah, we get the camera treatment now.
And we get the camera treatment
at the start of the show. If you guys ever want to see what we look like, there's like a 5-second window.
So you have to come in bright and early if you ever want to see our faces.
You got to get there nice and early.
Indeed, you do. Also, we love people following us on our social media, so if you're enjoying the commentating or just want to give us some feedback, please.
Or you want to follow what's happening in the Dota scene in Korea, we will definitely be tweeting about that.
And we tweet about that stuff. My Twitter ID, if you're interested, is @Whiplash. That's YEAH Whiplash.
And mine is at Moonglade AU.
AU for Australia.
AU for Aussie, mate.
You have to make it sound as Australian as possible in the end there, don't you?
I have to.
Well, let's go ahead and talk about these bans so far here, Moonglade, because we see Rave finally. I'm seeing the Mirana ban because this hero has been I think this hero's gotten picked almost more than any other hero.
Yeah, it seems to really be allowed into a lot of the games in the KDL.
And not just the KDL, but it's just been a very successful hero in 6.81 overall.
Yeah. So much versatility with this hero. Can play any role essentially.
Versatility is the name of
Marauder.
Basically,
it's the last name right there.
It's not Priestess of the Moon. It's versatility.
Yeah. And we see an Invoker and a Dazzle ban from MVP Phoenix.
Yeah, we do. I want to talk a little bit about this Naga Siren ban because Phoenix, they gave QO the Naga Siren in their match against Zephyr last week.
Right.
And, yeah.
Didn't go too well.
Did not go too well. For Zephyr, Phoenix did great.
Yeah.
They did great. Yeah. I think they had drums and radiance at like the 14-minute mark. It was just brutal.
Yeah, Naga can be so strong. And we see a Jakiro.
Oh, indeed we do. I've noticed Phoenix have been picking up Jakiro for Ryzen. Like, I think every single KDL match they've grabbed this hero. They really enjoy playing Jakiro.
I mean, it's such a strong pushing hero. Obviously, with the liquid fire, which pretty much makes towers worthless, useless when pushing.
Yeah, useless. It's like, okay, well, you're going to take damage and you're not going to really dish out any.
It is great for harassing other heroes too, kind of stopping them from getting last hits and really winning the lane.
Yeah. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of Dual Breath, but Ice Path I definitely love. And
very useful, yeah.
I mean, if you manage to grab that Agnum Scepter, then Macro Prior is just amazing.
Yeah, it gets huge. And we see a Lycan pickup from Rave.
This is looking pretty standard from them. Rave generally favor very push-centric lineups. They love Lycan. They love heroes like Naga Siren as well. We've seen Jo play that hero.
Right.
And we'll see if they pick up the Shadow Shaman a little bit later on. I would not be surprised if they nabbed him up.
Yeah. This must be the Jakiro player for that team.
Indeed, this is Ryzen from MVP. And there's Jo. He'll probably be picking up the Lycan in this game based on his history and his normal roles in games. Lycan did get hit with a kind of it's like a significant nerf, but it doesn't affect him.
It's not like
in pushing.
Yeah,
potential.
It's not really enough. I mean, like he loses that HP bonus for his ulti, but besides that, he's still just as powerful.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like he's definitely more of like a double-edged sword with the less health. He can be taken down a lot easier despite being a strength hero. Ooh, and Phoenix picking up the Treant Protector. I like this guy has definitely made his way into the Korean scene. Teams like Phoenix and Zephyr have been picking him a little bit more recently. As you can see from Heen, he did grab that hero in the previous series he played in.
Yeah, absolutely. Very, very strong support. One we've been seeing in the foreign scene a lot more, and obviously Koreans following suit.
And of course, I didn't really mention Ember Spirit that much, but Phoenix, they're very good with Ember Spirit. I'm wondering if they put Forev on Ember Spirit because traditionally, even though he plays offlane nowadays, he would almost always end up playing that hero, and March will probably end up in the offlane. I know he's a good Bat Rider, but Rave have gone ahead and picked up that hero as their own.
We'll have to wait and see.
And still Templar Assassins in the pool. Ooh, Rave pickup.
We got a Viper on our hands.
I like this. I think that they picked up Viper because they kind of want to say, you know what, QO, we're not going to let you pick up the TA for mid. We don't want you picking Templar Assassin. You're going to have to grab someone else for that mid lane.
That's a very good point. And it does really very well against the Treant, obviously.
Yeah, really
living armor. Taking the stacks off.
Oh, it could also still be an Ember Spirit mid, but I know that MVP traditionally run him in a position 1 role.
Oh, okay.
That's Pyong, one of the support players from Rave. And I guess as far as the bans are concerned, Phoenix, Invoker, Dazzle, pretty standard bans from them. Just, Rave, they're respect banning, and I like that they're getting rid of the Mirana. Shadow Demon, of course, get rid of him if you can. That pretty much just... Shadow Demon's just such a good hero nowadays.
Yeah, he is such a useful support to have. Getting rid of him. If you're not going to pick him up, very safe to get rid of him. And they also banned the Centaur. So not looking to utilize him this game.
And March is like...
March wants that Warlock. He wants that Warlock. He's fighting for it right now. Like, come on, guys, we can do it again.
I like that, though. He's really, you can tell he's... oh, my gosh, what a call, Moonglade. Yeah. What a call.
Yep.
He's like, I'm going to pick Warlock. I'm going to pick Warlock.
I saw the passion in his eyes. I knew he wanted that Warlock.
You know what? You know what would be really cool, Moonglade?
What?
If they put Warlock off lane. Or mid, even. No, they'd put him off lane, solo off lane, and they put Forev on the Ember Spirit safe lane. They could totally do this.
Yeah.
It'll depend on the last pick from Phoenix. If they grab an off laner, then we'll probably see...
maybe a safe lane Warlock?
Yeah, it'll be safe lane Warlock, kind of like in their game against Zephyr.
Yeah. That's very interesting. I kind of like it. I'm loving this, like, these random picks that we're just not expecting.
Yeah. Well, March did say he's kind of running a strategy like last series, so... well, I suppose Warlock's like last series.
I guess so.
It's weird. You look at this here and you're like, Warlock?
Well, like
support, man.
Yeah, even last series they really struggled with that win. So you know, I just don't know. I don't know how if it's going to play a lot differently this game. If they have like a much better idea, or they just they got a different plan.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like Ember Spirit late game can be a lot better than the Templar Assassin in terms of carrying. And in terms of doing damage. There will be a ridiculous amount of AoE flying around the map from MVP.
Yeah, I mean, like, you're like Fatal Bonds plus Sleight of Fist combination. That could be a lot of damage right there.
Indeed. Kyo messing with his earpiece. Yeah, I can still hear you guys. It's all good. Well, okay, so Rave does assume that this Warlock will be safe lane with the Tidehunter ban, which is also what Phoenix used in conjunction with this Warlock.
That's very true. Getting rid of that was a great move. Obviously, watching the last game of MVP versus Zephyr.
I've noticed that Rave definitely studies their opponents. They certainly have, just based on the bans they've kind of thrown out at Phoenix. It's pretty evident. And Rubik ban as well from Phoenix, just kind of, you know, you don't want Chaotic Offering getting stolen at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah, that would be absolutely horrible.
Especially if you throw that down, and then you throw down the second one after the Refresher Orb.
Oh.
It's like guaranteed that you're going to steal that spell if you're Rubik and you don't get hit by that stun.
Yeah, that's good. That could get very, very messy.
So it's a Slark. Okay, so I'm assuming Slark will be in the off lane.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be. And we got a safe lane Warlock, mid Ember, and 2 supports. We'll have to see where they go. Obviously, they'll be with the Warlock, I feel.
It's also possible that they end with Warlock in the offlane. Yeah, it could even be an offensive tri-lane. Warlock is actually really annoying with Fatal Bonds. The last pickup from Rave, it will be the Disruptor. Okay.
Fair choice, fair choice.
I feel like Rave's team overall actually ends up being pretty darn balanced.
Yeah, very balanced.
I believe Wraith King will be played more as a support this game.
And yeah, they're gonna obviously watching what Zephyr did wrong against MVP in their last match, and I feel like one of the biggest things was that they let Chaotic Offering like get off every time without trouble. And I mean, that Warlock didn't really have anything to stop them from killing him. He just was in a great position every time.
It was all about the positioning.
So I'm sure they're going to be looking for it this time. They're going to look for the pick and try and shut down that Warlock as best they can.
Indeed. Well, let's see if they can. And well, I mean, the Warlock was kind of shut down. He was like roaming around, but that didn't stop Phoenix from utilizing that hero.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to move into our first game out of this best of 3 in the Tier 1 match here at the KDL. My name is Whiplash. I have Moonglade casting with me. We have MVP Phoenix versus Rave. Let's move into the first game.
It looks like we'll see a bit of an invade into the Radiant jungle by the looks of things. Possibly a smoke at that.
That's what it looks to be, Moonglade.
Rave kind of just playing it cash, splitting up, getting. Looks like they want to get vision of those runes. Kind of control the top one. Stay away from that jungle by the looks of things. They know what MVPs are up to.
Yeah.
They've done it a lot, I feel, so it's pretty safe to expect that they're going to try and de-ward this jungle.
Yeah, I've noticed that Phoenix does this a lot, Zephyr does this a lot, and even Poker Face will go ahead and do this.
Yeah, it's very popular, very trending here in the KDL.
And while the Tier 2 teams, they kind of go into the enemy jungle a lot, I've noticed, from the Radiant end. At Phoenix, They're placing a few wards around the map. The Wolves will also scout the position of MVP. Okay, well, QO's playing Slark, so that means he will probably be in the mid lane.
Okay.
And Ember Spirit will, I think, be safe lane. Okay, no, he's in a 1v1 against Batrider, and they are doing an offensive tri-lane, like you said, with March.
Right.
That'll be really interesting to see how that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Case Rune up top. Not getting it just yet. It's like the Wraith King's going to get on it.
I think this is actually an offensive tri-lane. No, that would be weird if they did that. The supports, though, they are kind of at the top lane. Batrider is not a hero that you really put in the tri-lane scenario.
No, he's usually off lane, if anything, these days.
Yeah. Well, they could be fishing for our first blood. That's
with a haste
possible.
rune on your Wraith King, I mean, very, very possible.
We'll see what Jo does. I mean, his camps are basically warded up at this point. Ember Spirit will not be finding himself a lot of farm.
No. And Slark versus Viper mid, that's a kind of an interesting matchup. You would think Viper would kind of dominate that at least early.
Like, yeah, early on he'll do okay. Once you hit level 6, though, you kind of can't bully Slark out of any lane. He just backs up and heals.
Yeah, that's very true.
JO's actually got to be quite careful. Oh, I think the last hit was actually stolen. Maybe it was. I'm not 100% sure on that one. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. But that one was. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, nice steal.
Okay, we have Pyong. He is invisible. MVP fighting, says the sign.
Nice.
There it is. We have some fangirls finally appearing in the KDL.
Finally at the KDL, we have fangirls, ladies and gentlemen.
It's about time.
It took a season, but it's happening.
Ryzen stole another kill. He is shutting down Jo very hard.
Oh, that's brilliant.
But the thing is, Phoenix, you know, they're not going to get much farm on Forev as well. There's even Pyong pulling for Forev. How nice of him.
Wow.
Well, he is a true friend.
Great teamwork going on here.
Cast he's going in hard. There's 4 stacks of sticky napalm on Forev, so he needs to be quite careful. He's basically he's all oil at this point, but they're really moving in on him, and this could be a first blood. I don't know. Okay, there's the wand charge, and very nice living armor, as well as the flame guard, the buy time, but nobody's TPing. Where's the response? They're going to get the first blood regardless, I think. One more hit. All right, they get the first blood.
Wow. Just no TP support there at all, and that was a very slow death, but a very...
I mean, that went on for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that went on for way too long. They could have ran to the secret shop, or not the secret shop, the side shop, and picked up a TP at any point there.
That was completely unnecessary, I feel, from Phoenix. If they have one person like teleporting in, they could have saved him.
Absolutely, just one person. Anyone at that point could have just really done it. And looks like the offensive tri-lane is working out just fine for MVP, pushing the tier 1.
Even killing off those wolves.
Yeah, getting some free monies.
Well, this time around, unlike the game against Zephyr, March will be getting a lot of farm early on, and they will be getting a very early tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
Thanks to that Liquid Fire, thanks to the push potential.
Yeah, Liquid Fire just doing amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, the last hit for the Warlock, so he's well on his way.
He certainly is. Meanwhile, we have Lycan he's trying to get his basic items up.
He's trying his best here, but he's getting pretty shut down right now. He's on 3 last hits right now. That's horrible.
Well, that being said, Ember Spirit as well is being shut down pretty efficiently.
Yeah.
Mid lane, very even so far. QO, he's jumped in on Rior. And there's the living armor to help him out as well, give him that bit of extra boost. But he will back up.
Taking a lot of damage. Obviously, Viper very good at this stage.
Top lane, they get another kill on Forev.
Wow. Ember Spirit doing terribly.
Oh, I mean, he's against an offensive tri-lane. He was hoping for a 1v1 matchup.
Yeah.
And instead, Rave said, you know what? We just want to shut down Ember Spirit. We don't care about JO's farm at all.
I mean, I think it's probably a lot safer to let the Warlock get farmed than the Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
Going into the late game, at least. I mean,
I have to agree.
For now, it might be a bit painful once the Aghanim's Chaotic Offering gets up, but past that, As long as they kind of shut down the Warlock, it's not going to really be a big issue at all.
Check this out. They're getting a very early Tier 2 tower from the look of things. MVP just abusing the fact that Rave have put their supports top. And
yeah,
they scare it away.
Completely dominating it.
The glyph has been used, though, and they may actually get a deny on the tower. They're fishing for it, and Ryzen gets the last hit, though, and also Cast is all of a sudden in a lot of trouble. Lead Sheet has hit him up, and it's enough. They get the kill.
Yeah, really out of position there for the Wraith King. Maybe he was meant to run down like the other way, but wasn't paying attention. I'm not entirely sure.
Gosh.
But running into 3 like that is just not good. And that's 2 towers for MVP now. That's a lot of gold.
It is. They're at a 3K gold advantage.
Already.
And they have a slight experience lead. The 2 towers will help them out so much. This is going to be a very early Agnum Scepter for March. Oh, there, look at that bait! Look at it, that was amazing. They won't get any kills, but still. They just threw March out there, and he said, I'm just going to heal myself. It's all good.
Right, and it looks like, yeah, they're just going to continue pushing. They're going to try and take for the Tier 1 mid.
Indeed.
So, things going pretty good for MVP, despite losing the Ember Spirit twice at top.
Oh, QO with the invisibility rune. We'll see if he can. He's going very hard. Oh, he misses the jump, though. He has to get out of there. Goes like, oh, I missed it.
Like, sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys, I'm bad. Nah, I'm just kidding. QO's pretty good.
Viper doing not too bad. Second on the charts for last hits. Behind the Warlock. And, yeah. Slug also getting decent farm. And Ember Spirit, pretty much the same farm as the Lycan.
Okay, well, he's picked up the mana boots, at least. So he's gotten that. Okay, QO moving on Jo. Okay, there you go. Oh, look at that. Teleport away. And he's okay.
Very well done. He was not getting out there alive.
Exactly. He realized exactly what he had to do. That's still Bat Rider. He has 29 last hits compared to the 33 of the Warlock. It's interesting. Like, these are not position 1 heroes, but they're getting the most farm these games.
Yeah, it's very interesting lineup there.
Yeah, but you know what? MVP, they won before with the Warlock, and they're looking for future success with the hero.
Yeah, it feels like it's a very push-orientated.
Oh, there's the Chaotic Offering onto Rior, but Kinetic Field keeping everybody in place. He turns it around, and they will not get a kill either way. But still MVP Phoenix, they're pressing hard on the Tier 1 tower. They have Liquid Fire, distributing the damage the best they can, even putting the Living Armor onto the Golem.
Yeah, they actually have so much heal with Living Armor and the Shadow Word.
Indeed they do. Rave, though, they're not so keen on giving up their middle Tier 1 tower over the bottom lane.
Yeah, I feel this is definitely something they should fight for a lot harder.
All right, here comes Kyo, but the ward from Rave has spotted this. They still have to play this very safe. As Jo is still farming in the bottom lane. Okay, Kyo, comes in, gets the lash on Rio. Out comes the Viper Strike, but look at that Ice Path. Gets everyone in place. And they got the Viper. Who will they get next?
They'll get the tower next by the looks of things.
They will, and look at that.
Oh, wow.
Forev with a solo kill on the Bat Rider. Well,
things are just kind of getting out of control.
They are.
For Rave right now. They're losing so many towers. They must be in such a gold deficit right now.
And they look to be. Oh, Ice Path will hit cast, and he still doesn't have his level 6 yet, so no reincarnation.
Still has to be very careful.
Oh, Lycan's picked up his Mask of Death, or
his Vlad's.
Yeah, his Vladimir's offering, but I mean, there's just not a lot of space for him to actually go inside the Roshan pit and get that kill.
Yeah, he's really. They've got absolutely no control of their own jungle right now.
Oh, QO once again moving in on Jo. It's back and forth though. QO activates the invisibility rune. Good thing he had that because the damage coming out from Lycan was pretty darn ridiculous. Meanwhile, top lane Cast low on health, and we won't see. Oh, he has his Fire Remnants on cooldown. There's a drag though on March, but he's just a little bit too tanky. Heals himself up now, and he'll get sent back with the glimpse, but I think, oh, it's so close. I think they have just enough to finish him off, and yes, they do get the Warlock. So it's 3 for 3, but it just still feels like Phoenix has such an edge over Rave.
Yeah, they're pushing essentially every tower right now. This is the last Tier 1, and Jakira has Mech online.
He does.
So their team fight just got a whole lot stronger, and they're pushing power.
That's actually really impressive that he got a very early mech.
Yeah, well, the amount of towers they've killed so far, I'm not entirely surprised.
It's that tower gold.
That tower gold.
And the gold advantage now moving towards 5,000 from 3.
Net worth, Warlock sitting at the top, Slark second, Ember third, so yeah, MVP's core is kind of just dominating right now. Definitely way ahead.
You know what's really cool about Jakiro? You don't really see him traditionally as a hero that has a lot of pushing power compared to a Shadow Shaman. But that's exactly how MVP is using this hero. And they're using him kind of like the zone out the enemy team, get him caught in place, or to just help push down the towers. And they've used it quite well. Phoenix really with a lot of unique strategies that we don't see from other teams. And they're doing it very well. I like it.
Well, so long as you got the DPS to back up the liquid fire, I mean, towers are going to go down pretty damn quick. And yeah, the Jakiro has just done so much great harass on the in early games, stealing the early farm, the early jungle. And he's been a very vital hero to the strategy, I feel.
Yes. Well, at least one good thing for Rave, they've managed to find a good amount of farm for Jo. He's in the bottom lane, he was in the jungle. He had a bad start, but he's doing a lot better. And Phoenix, they do get the tower at the top, so all of the Tier 1 towers are offline for Rave. There's a mech as well for Viper, so both teams now have mechs online. I wouldn't be surprised if Phoenix wanted to do a little bit of team fighting. They are.
Yeah, I feel like they're pretty much looking for it if they're pushing this Tier 2.
Yeah. All right, well, they do seem to be pushing the Tier 2. They're throwing the pings down. March saying it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's push this Tier 2. We got the liquid fire. We have the chaotic offering. Out comes the flame break. Hits 2. But hey, who cares? Mech's available.
Problem solved. And Slark keeping an eye on the Viper. Forces him to TP out. But yeah, this push might have to stop.
Look at Rave's picture. It's a picture of Pyong. That's all it is. That's hilarious. Phoenix with just the slow siege onto the Tier 2. It's down to about a quarter health, 600 HP remaining.
And I mean, while this is happening, they're letting Slark just farm middle, getting all the last hits.
He's moving into a Shadow Blade as his next item. And I like that considering QO's playstyle. He's just so aggressive. All right, well, can they get the lasso off on Ryzen? They do. And as well, look at that. Forev says, you know what, see you later, I'm out of here. See you, Ryzen. Sorry, man, your teammates just did not want to help you out. Well, I mean, Treant rotated towards the bottom to pick himself up a little bit more experience and gold. Oh, Agnum's Scepter 12 minutes in on the Warlock.
Oh, very fast Agnums.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
He just went straight up naked boots.
Naked boots to
Basilius.
Yeah. Well, it's going to make that pushing power that much stronger, and they've already got down the majority of the towers out for the Tier 1 and 2s.
Yeah. Ooh. 4F, he was looking.
Looking for it. Decided not to.
Won't get anybody. And you know what's something that's so cool about Phoenix that I really like? They're picking all these unique heroes, using them in new ways, and that's kind of the trademark of teams that become very dominant and win internationals in the long run. I'm not going to say TI5, but well, maybe.
No, well, yeah, they're definitely on the right path to becoming one of those teams. Definitely innovation, a very strong suit in getting it to that stage.
Certainly. It's kind of like, you know, Alliance style. They really innovated and popularized the rat style of Dota so much that there have been many nerfs to that style of play that kind of bring it into equilibrium with the others.
Yeah, and it's good to see. I mean, MVP Phoenix were the second place for last season's Tier 1. Definitely bring it to another level with some international experience at the star ladder.
Yeah. Oh, there's the chaotic offering. Down it goes in the rear. He's stuck inside the ice path as well, QO. He misses his leap, and he'll be glimpsed back, but still that doesn't stop this tower from getting sieged down from MVP. But no kills, and they do get one of the golems. It's a little bit of extra golden experience to Rave. And they pop the smoke.
Looks like they want to take down Ember Spirit.
And they certainly could. No, he says.
Wait a second. They're pushing down middle again.
They are.
Can't be too. Teleported to bottom.
Yeah, Forev actually is doing pretty darn solid on his farm. 14 minutes in, and he will have a Battle Fury quite soon. And Phoenix, they smoked and they kind of backed off. Roshan could be a target for them. I could see them totally taking him out right now.
Yeah, I mean, they have the map control. They completely own the Radiant jungle. No vision whatsoever for Rave. And that Lycan has actually been left alone for long enough to really catch up in last hits. His farm is really getting online.
He's number 3 in net worth, Moonblade.
Yeah, he's doing really well. Pretty much taking the jungle with no vision whatsoever. He's just been left alone this long. While the rest of his team kind of just defended mid, defended top.
He spots QO, but Shadow Blade, it's online. And QO, what is he going to do? He has the living armor. Can he go for the latch? Will he get the jump? 4F's nearby. Okay, there we go. There's the latch. He goes ahead, uses his ultimate, but the Searing Chains keep him in place. And Jo, in a world of hurt, he comes back, gets the job done. A death on the board for Jo, and that's a Battle Fury for the Ember Spirit.
Wow. Definitely need some more warning up for the jungle, I feel. They just have no vision whatsoever, and it was so easy to just gank the Lycan like that. It was amazing that he got away for so long without any sort of pressure on him.
And you know what I really like about what Phoenix has done this match as opposed to last time? I feel like there's a bit of a refinement in the build. Instead of kind of focusing on having just the mid-core and then hoping for Warlock to get his farm as well and do good, they also get another really good core with the Ember Spirit. Yes, they put him in the offlane in the 1v1 scenario, but he's managed to find the farm, and I feel like their old lineup with the Warlock kind of had a few holes in it.
Yeah.
And this one has done a much better job at giving them a more robust lineup throughout all stages of the match.
Yeah, I agree completely. They really needed that second core their first game using the Warlock. And the TA did eventually shine at the end, but it was such a scrappy game, and you're absolutely right. They have refined it like nothing else, and it's really showing this game.
Roshan looks to be going towards the way of Phoenix, and I wouldn't be surprised if QO picked up the Aegis. He's the one who dives the most.
Yeah, he's the craziest.
He's the craziest. Moving up to the top lane, and just scaring away Jo for the time being. And just like that, he's already down the number 4 in net worth again.
Yeah, this is a really rough game for Rave.
Ooh, top lane though, QO. He's going to get lassoed, but he's able to just break out of it.
Wow, such an easy escape for the Slark, and it looks like they'll be barreling down mid.
Oh, look at that. They catch Chrissy, and there's the Chaotic Offering. Follow-up, Kinetic Field. They buy Chrissy some time, but it's not enough. They still get the kill. And March getting hit with the Viper Strike. He's still like pretty good health-wise. Oh, and in comes Ember Spirit. There's the Overgrowth as well. And all of a sudden, Rave, they need to get out of here immediately. But they're turning around, still trying to take down 4F. He's low on health, and they have enough DPS to finish the job. Now turning it around on Ryze, and they are forcing the ultimate from the Wraith King, so that's a 2-for-1.
Wow.
It was looking bad.
It was looking bad, but that Viper stayed alive and just did so much damage and slowed that the heroes just couldn't get anywhere, couldn't get out.
Now, Rave actually, even though they don't have a lot of traditional lockdown beyond that Wraith King, Wraith Fire, everything around that is just kind of keeping MVP in place.
Yeah, absolutely.
They have to commit to the fight if they want it.
Yeah, they really have to commit, or they're just going to get picked apart.
So Rave, despite it looking bad in that fight, they were able to turn it around. They got 2 kills, and now they're looking for their first tower, or I guess second. They've already gotten the bottom one. Yeah, they're getting very aggressive. Stuns out on March. He's low on health. And is it enough to finish him off? Rior, 1 or 2 more clicks. The living armor, though, helping out a lot. And in comes Ember Spirit. QO low on health. He backs away, leaps away. Now on to Chrissy. Can't 4F get him? One more last hit. Where's the sleight of fist? No, it's QO, and oh, he blinks away.
Nice.
Okay, that was close. Stolo on the back end.
And the Viper goes down.
Yeah.
And that was Shadow Word plus living armor that kept him alive for so long. Viper just couldn't touch him, couldn't do any damage whatsoever.
Oh, Chris, he's spotted QO, but QO's still moving in. The leap, it misses. And now Chrissy, does he have it available? Oh, QO, he's stuck inside, and the Aegis is popped. This is why you give the Aegis to QO, because he will do his best to throw.
Yeah, he will go crazy. What a leap. That was hilarious. And it looks like they're going to get the tier 2 for it after all. So very nicely done by MVP Phoenix. They have such survivability with that Shadow Word and living armor.
They do. It's just a lot of tankability from their end. The mech, Their heroes are kind of hard to pick off when you put everything together as far as the ingredients of survivability go for their composition. It's still, Rave, if they get to the later stages, they have a solid composition. This Wraith King can kind of transition into more of a carry role. Viper against the lineup of Phoenix will still be decently useful. And, I mean, Jo knows how to rat. He'll do his best to rat attempts with the Lycan.
He's actually leading the charts with last hits now. He's really good at catching up, that's for sure.
The same with Ember Spirit. I mean, these were the people that essentially were in the dead lanes.
Yeah. They've really found the farm.
Oh, well.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of finding farm,
he found the farm. He found the farm indeed.
Still take him a little bit longer to take it out. You need, I feel like more Battle Furies are required now to really get that Sleight of Fist DPS in.
Yeah. Absolutely. That nerfed. Took away a lot of damage early, that's for sure.
It did.
Oh, we got a DD on the Slark.
And he's got the Shadow Blade. Looks to be working into either an Eye of Scotty or it could be a Lincoln Sphere next. Although, based on how QO likes to play his play style...
Yeah, I would be surprised if it would be a Lincoln's. He is crazy.
All right, well, 20 minutes into the game, not too many kills either way.
It's been a pretty even game in regards to kills, but Tower is certainly going in the way of MVP.
The towers are where the action has been, essentially.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they start working towards the top tower now. I mean, Chaotic Offering must be nearly online. And their team fight is it's back online. It's time to go. They can't wait too long for the cores of Rave to go online to get stronger and get that farm.
It's go time.
It's go time now, or
it's now or never. There is no in between.
Yeah, they're gonna run out of time.
Yeah, but that little chart above the mini map is basically map control for the lanes. And Phoenix top, they have 73, mid 83, and bot 74. I'm not exactly or entirely sure how useful that statistic is.
Well, I mean, I guess it's fair because of the amount of tower kills MVP have. They've really shut down any kind of sort of map vision. So they kind of earn the map for the most part.
Okay, Rave. They're able to get the last up onto 4F. They're bringing him down, but in comes the Chaotic Offering as well. And Kinetic Field, Static Storm combination. They get 4F. And we haven't seen any deaths on Rave's end. We're moving into Ryzen next. Wraith King low on hope, but he can die. It's okay. They get the Disruptor first. Out comes the Overgrowth. But Ember Spirit, he bought back. He's in the fight. He's looking to get Jo low on health. They get QO. Flame Break buying a little bit of time. They force staff Jo away, but it's not enough. They get the kill on him. Rior now trying to get away. Leech Seed keeping him slow. And March still alive through the thick of things, but he's stunned up. And is it enough? Cass, can he finish him off with Grissy? Yes, they can. They get the kill. And the Fireflight, they try to drag him away. Buyback from the Bat Rider cast. He'll be popped, and he is dead. Down he goes.
MVP kind of coming out on top of that exchange, but very, very messy.
Oh, they turn it around. It's not over, Moonglade. They're trying to get Chrissy, but Rave's nearby as well. And Heaney's spotted thanks to the wards. Oh, he's moving forward then. Can he get the kill? It's so close. He needs one more Sleight of Fist, but he has no mana. He has no mana. He can't do anything. Okay, now he can. He gets the last Sleight of Fist, and he takes down Rior. So nice plays from Forev. The buyback totally worth it.
Dieback, I believe, is the correct term for that. And yeah, this is getting worse and worse for Rave. Look at that gold lead. And the experience lead is just getting out of hand. And that tier 2 went down. Only tier 3s left, and those tier 4s, so they're pretty much stuck in their base now.
I mean, trying the fight against a Warlock in a team fight, it's just like you're always at a disadvantage. Basically, almost everybody will get hit by Chaotic Offering. It's such a huge radius. It's so hard to kind of dodge.
It's either you get like the perfect engagement on him, or it's just going to come down. Yeah. And at least someone's going to get stunned.
Well, I have a feeling it will end up being a Scotty on this Slark. I just have a feeling, Moonglade.
I wouldn't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him at all.
He's not going for a sheep stick. I'm pretty sure on that one.
No.
Oh, that is some nice fan work.
Yeah, that is great.
Warlock. Oh, we have a grab onto Forev, but he has Flame Guard and Living Armor. He gets sent back thanks to the glimpse, but really, Well, this is all of a sudden Chrissy's in trouble. He's TPing away, though, at the perfect time when all of the cooldowns have been used and they can't interrupt it. So he'll be okay.
There wasn't really anyone else there to help him with that, so the last two kind of wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what he was planning with that.
Still, I've noticed 4Heavy's moving into his second Battle Fury. Kyo, though, will he go on the Pyong? Indeed he will, thanks to the help from Heen, but he glimpses him back. It doesn't even matter. The DPS is good enough. They're turning it around. Heen, he tried to get the overgrowth off, but it was not fast enough. Still, there's a lot of good DPS coming out from Rave, so 1-for-1 trade-wise.
BKB on the Lycan now.
Now, Ryzen gets hit by Viper Strike, throws out the Ice Path, gets Jo stuck for a second. And QO, he's fishing for someone, gets the leap, and will attach onto Rior. Chaotic offering as well from behind. It's buying them a lot of time, and Rior, he is running away. We not able to survive. In addition to that, they turn it around. Ryzen, he will go down, but now all of a sudden, Chrissy, oh man, he got caught in between the golems and a lot of DPS. They're now moving in on the cast, but out comes the Static Storm, and they're able to lock everyone from Phoenix in place, at least for the time being. Pyong, though, I'm sorry, man.
Oh, wow.
You're fighting against a Slark and against an Ember Spirit. It's not going to work. The Tier 3 tower is looking to fall, and with that, with 3 members dead on Rave, I think Phoenix are getting pretty darn close to, just taking this game straight up.
I think they might as well get a Rax here. They're doing so much damage with these golems. And they have so much, they're just healing everyone up as they do it. So, like, the next team fight comes, next engagement, and they're all going to be on full health.
You get the last season on Jeho and the leap as well.
This might very well be game.
I think this may be GG. The golems fall, but so does the Tier 3 barracks and the Tier 3 tower. Oh, very nice. Fast moves the glimpse before they can silence him, though. He was able to just remnant out of there.
Oh, we got a refresher orb on the Warlock.
Indeed.
So things just got a whole lot worse.
And there's the Scotty. I have Scotty for Slark, so giving him extra slow, more survivability, HP. Roshan's back, and MVP want to get that second kill. Yeah, I
don't even think Rave can really contest it at this point.
No, they can't.
Yeah, they're in such a bad position.
Moonglade, have we come to a point in the meta where you have to respect ban Warlock?
I'm thinking it's almost there. I think like they can either ban Warlock or like maybe get rid of Treant, because Treant plus Warlock seems like such a good combination.
Yeah,
just for survivability in like every fight and every situation. The healing is just ridiculous when those two are stacking. And yeah, I'd say they got to get rid of at least one of them.
Oh, QO, he's looking cast.
Oh,
QO just cannot land these.
Yeah, he needs to he needs to practice.
Oh, but there's the chaotic offering follow up. They get they're popping SK. He'll come back though. Oh, 4F, he almost got dragged to the top. QO now low on health, but they've got cast and chains, and down he will fall.
And here comes the push for the Tier 3 of the bottom.
The creep wave is already near the Tier 3 tower. Now comes a Viper Strike onto one of the golems. I think, no, onto Ryzen, excuse me. But Living Armor's saying, hey, you know what? I don't really care.
It just doesn't matter.
Oh, nice. Pyong, he got hit by the Leech Seed, and we just may see a right click from him to finish the job. They're moving near the well now, and Chrissy, he's low on health. But so is 4F, down he goes. A little bit cheeky there, over-aggressive. And out comes the fortification, they'll get Heen. Ice Path not able to stop Jo in his tracks, and once again another Viper Strike, but there's your Macropire right in the middle of the thick, and they get Chrissy. Now moving on Jo, there's a TP, and it will be cast. He's back in the action. QO leaping around as usual. He may just die and not even really care.
Yeah, well, he's got Aegis, but he has to be very careful now. So yellow.
So yellow indeed. He gets hit by the Wraithfire, but quickly just gets out of that. This Q. Never mind, QO will be sent back, and down into the watery grave he goes. So Phoenix, despite getting the tower and one of the barracks, man, they gave up a lot for that. I feel like an unnecessary amount.
Yeah, they definitely dived way too deep. Maybe having a little bit too much fun, a little cocky, but I think they're still in a pretty fine position.
Yeah.
We even got a Vlad's on the Treant now.
That's actually a pretty solid pickup for him because... I mean, they have 1, 2, 3 melee heroes that could definitely use the lifesteal, but they don't normally pick up that item.
Yeah, definitely a very, very helpful, supportive item.
And with him already picking up the blink, And Jakiro, I'm not sure if he'll be moving into a pipe, but he does have the mechanism. I mean, honestly, like, pipe's not the biggest deal for them this game. There's not a huge amount of magic damage coming from Rave. A lot of it is physical. Ooh, Boots of Travel.
Boots of Travel. Pretty early for a Boots of Travel, I feel.
Well, he's kind of looking for that extra slot. And Mana Boots, once you have 2 Battle Furies, you don't really need that extra bit of regeneration. So he will be moving into the Chrysalis as his next item. And uh-oh. All right, there we go. They're moving on the JO. And, oh, they don't get the latch, but they get the Overgrowth and immediately say, okay, well, we're going to use this and get the heck out of here.
Yeah. Waiting for that Warlock is probably the best idea, just to secure these team fights a little bit better.
Well, Phoenix is all about the team fight. Why not team fight?
Yeah. Why bother anything else?
Agnum's Scepter on Jakiro.
Oh, yeah.
It's time. And meanwhile,
Clark going to try and rat this last Rax bottom, but a little risky. Everyone else kind of rotating down there now, so waiting for backup's probably the safer idea than going completely YOLO.
That picture of Pyong just makes me smile every time.
It's pretty random.
It's like a school picture.
Yeah.
He's like, it has a tie and everything.
Yeah, that's so funny.
All right, well, MVP. They are gathering at the bottom lane, looking to take out the final tower. JO has managed to grab the top tier 1 tower. And OQO, well, very nice job. Blocks the spell. Chrissy, though, he's stuck. He's already dead. Outcome, 4 of the golems, and everybody on Rave will just start evaporating. They've already forced out 1 reincarnation from the skeleton, Wraith King, and they get him caught in the ice path. Breath of Fire, it's just everything being unloaded onto him. I'm sorry, you can't fight against this. You just can't.
You can't fight against this, so you got to be very spread out for it. I mean,
and look at MVP, they're going for the throne.
Why not at this point? They got such pushing power right now with 2 sets of golems.
They do, why not?
Why not?
And JO, I mean, this is kind of what he does in these situations. He tries to push lanes and not be part of the fights, but Varvis came back to kind of send him away, and with the second tower fallen, everybody joining in, they're going to go on. They get Rior, and that's going to be GG, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's definitely GG.
The throne is falling slowly, but it will eventually fall. The golems are about to die.
GG.
There it is, the official GG called from Rave. Lightning does strike twice, Moonglade.
Still, you know, it was a kind of a scrappy game. They kind of exchanged a lot of kills, but at the same time, MVP kind of took map control. It took all the towers and slowly worked towards a victory.
Yeah, I do feel like they did outplay Rave in that game for sure. They outpicked them, they outsmarted them with strategy, and they outplayed them in the lanes.
I definitely like seeing this kind of strategy. It's very refreshing and a really great idea behind it all.
It's just so cool to see these crazy strategies from March's draft work.
Yeah.
Warlock position 1, only here at the KDL.